Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Empire of the Sun by Steven Spielberg, starring Christian Bale and I think John Malkovich too. This is a movie I know about mostly because I know that it's Bale's first movie, and I do remember watching an interview where he talks about it and all. I didn't know it was made by Steven Spielberg till a couple of years ago when I watched one of his interviews where he says that he chose Bale out of 4 or 5,000 kids who auditioned for the role. That is pretty insane when you think about it. And I believe he made the right choice because Bale is considered one of the best actors of our time right now. It's insane how long that man's career has been. Not many child actors make it through their whole careers acting. So he's an exception, Christian Bale. He's amazing. About the movie itself, I believe it's about a boy who gets separated from his parents in China or Japan, Empire of the Sun, during World War II. I've been told that it's a story about survival and overcoming obstacles, growing up, stuff like that. I watched The Pianist on the channel where another character had to survive through World War II. I'm guessing it's similar to that in the sense that this kid will probably have to survive alone. That movie was hard to watch. I'm guessing this this is not easy to watch too, and especially considering it's Spielberg. That's all I know to expect though, and I'm really excited to see another Spielberg film because at this point I only have 7 or 8 films I've left from him to watch. Oh, I'm so excited. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full interviews and reactions to this movie and over 250 movies, 2 TV shows, early access, and weekly posts of what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along, and the links in the description below. Please consider being a Patreon, please subscribe to the channel, click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, feel free to dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Empire of the Sun, Spielberg, Bale, Malkovich. Let's go.
In 1941, China and Japan had been in a state of undeclared war for 4 years. Outside Shanghai, the Japanese dug in and waited for Pearl Harbor.
Oh, okay. This is during the Japanese invasion of China. I like the fact that we got some background before the start of the film. So I'm guessing the film is set in China. I've definitely heard this song before. It's like a famous lullaby. It's beautiful. Well, that's the Japanese flag. And knowing it's a Steven Spielberg movie, we know the sets, the locations, they're all probably super accurate. And come to think of it, this will be the 3rd Steven Spielberg film set in World War II I've seen, right? There's Schindler's List. There's another Spielberg film set in World War II. Saving Private Ryan, of course. How could I forget? And then we have Empire of the Sun. Look at him! Look at young Christian Bale. And he's in a choir. What I'm trying to say is that I kind of relate to being an international student as a young child. Looks like he's from an upper middle class or probably a upper class background. So he's very shielded, Christian Bale's character.
Jamie, off the grass! Off the grass!
Has the war already started? He's playing with a model airplane.
Which side do you think is going to win the war, Father?
Ours, of course.
We're awfully lucky, aren't we? Living here and having everything.
Yep. At least you recognize it, kid.
And the funny thing is, the harder I work, the luckier we get.
I mean, that's also true, I guess.
They've got better planes than the Chinese and braver pilots. I was thinking of joining the Japanese Air Force, actually. Father, 0 cent!
Man, kid, you're going to learn the way of the world very soon. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. And a fridge full of cake.
Miss Graham, she not want you eat before bed.
You have to do what I say.
Oh, kid.
Backed by the steady flow of reinforcements into Malaya.
I don't like that. Very privileged. But then again, it's just a kid.
Approximately 1/3 of the British community in occupied China, estimated at 15,000, has left in recent weeks.
Yeah, I think this film will focus on this kid's POV.
I was dreaming about God. He was playing tennis. Perhaps he's our dream, and we're his.
Wow,
Go to sleep.
that's very imaginative.
If God is above us, does it mean up, like flying?
Mom doesn't know. It looks like he's kind of obsessed with planes and flying. Yeah, when I was growing up, I wasn't in such a close society. I still used to have to take the bus to school. I think my school was in Kowloon. Firstly, what a shot. And secondly, look at the number of extras in this scene. Wow.
No mama, no papa, no whiskey soda.
And mostly when we see World War II films, they're based in Europe or even North Africa. Very rarely do we get to see the Asian side of things, where millions of people died too.
So, Mr. Chen, you think our days are numbered?
All our days are numbered, Mr. Graham, but ours higher than yours. And we'll still be here after this war and the next.
That's true. Well, my country knows all about British occupation. I'm from Bangladesh, so the British were here for like 250 years. Yeah, he loves his planes. Wow, that's amazing. It's like his dream came to life. And the music reflects that. Aviators.
He's on my tail! On my tail!
Listen, kid, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be wandering out alone. He looks so out of place.
Jamie! Stand still, John.
So his name's Jamie. Yeah. That's really dramatic. Spielberg really knows how to stage a scene.
Thanks, Max.
The soldiers look as if they're waiting for something to happen.
Yes.
But they didn't look angry or anything.
It's not their anger, it's their patience.
We're going to move into the hotel for a few days. I don't want you and Jamie alone in the house.
Dad's getting worried. That was a very symbolic shot of the barricade in front of the Japanese flag. That was nice. Such a good visual storyteller, Steven Spielberg. No, kid, don't smile. That's not good news. He's actually replying back in Morse code. The only Morse code I know is SOS.
I didn't mean it. It was a joke.
You keep away from the window. You get dressed.
Oh no, he's going to get lost in all the chaos, isn't he? Oh no. Yeah, things are getting real dicey now. And I was right, it is the Japanese army. Oh crap. Don't let go, Jamie.
Hang on to Jamie!
Holy moly. No! Oh no. He's lost. I don't like this. Man, Christian Bale is so good in this role already. His facial expressions. Oh, kid. Now. Oh, he's trying to find his way home. Okay. But it looks like everything's been abandoned already.
Mother!
The property of His Imperial Majesty the Japanese Emperor. Holy crap, they've been here already. I know this is horrifying, but the humorist in my head, it's saying that it's like a horror version of Home Alone. Right? Oh, it's their housekeeper.
What do you think you're doing? Where's my mother and father? Do you know?
Oh, shit. She's not working for you guys anymore. I mean, consider yourself lucky, kid. You could have done far worse. No electricity. Oh man, it only means one thing. He has to go looking for food. Dude. They have alcohol. Holy crap, the water is gone. That means it must have been a couple of weeks, right? At least 2 weeks or so. Oh man, poor kid's lips are dry. Yep, he has no choice but to go look for food. Yeah, it's not like the truck will stop for this one kid. This is insanely good cinematography. How do you even create a scene like this?
I surrender.
That's so sad. Well, I don't know why I'm laughing. Gone with the Wind. What a classic film.
American boy. English.
Yeah. The Japanese are really here.
Kid, you okay?
Yeah.
Fritzana! Fritzana!
Hey, I recognize this actor. His name is Joe Pantoliano, or some Italian last name.
Maybe I can help you find your mommy and daddy.
Oh man.
I know just the man.
I don't know whether I trust him yet.
Have you ever been to England?
Kid, you're starting to get on my nerves.
He's just nervous. That's why he's talking, man.
I don't know whether he's hungry or crazier.
You look like you need to lie down.
He's fixated on the food.
My father has a cotton mill at...
Now that is a well-kept setter too.
Oh no, I don't like that. I can feel his hunger, man. Wow, I got some food.
You're a tired boy, Jim.
I mean, these two are clearly not with the army, so what are they doing here? Are they just like hustlers or something? Dude, no way. They're trying to sell him.
Why can't you sell me?
Because nobody wants you. Worth nothing, you're skin and bone. Pretty soon you'll be sick all the time.
Jeez. But it's time to let go.
I can show you some of the houses I lived in before Frank found me.
Oh, wow, he's making himself useful.
That was opulence.
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 That's certainly a word. At least the kid knows his way around the city, right? I don't expect they'll find anything here because it's been weeks and all these houses have probably been looted several times over. It's not going to end well for the kid. Somebody's here. Yeah, I don't think it's the parent.
Come here! Damn it, Basie the Jeff.
I can see that, Frank. Back out of here.
I can't back out! There's no reverse!
Yeah, they're screwed. Looks like he's at one of those internment camps, right? Look at his transformation from being able to eat whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Wow.
Attention prisoners!
I know this is horrible and all, but the actual set and the number of extras, that's really amazing.
You've forgotten the cutlery.
That's the least of your worries, lady.
You can't drink water from the water butt. There are people dying here. Listen to me.
Smart.
I think she died, Basie.
She died, Jim, but she didn't hand in her dinner pail.
Smart, again.
Come on, children.
Dude, I think he's dead.
Looks like your size, Jim.
I don't want her shoes, Basie. I don't want her shoes.
Hey! Pipe down.
Don't you tell him who we are, then we
Don't
can
say
get
anything
out.
to him. Don't say anything. Just look him straight in the
Not
eye
going
and
to
don't say anything.
anything.
Keep quiet. A classic opportunist. The moment he serves no purpose, you just ignore him.
I know the way. I've been there lots of times. Over there. Head straight in that direction.
Man, this kid is making himself useful again.
I can see!
Yes!
Here we go!
Oh, poor kid is bleeding. And they don't even know where they're... Holy crap. Are they being sent to the mines?
I say, right, you take right. You have to do what I say, otherwise we'll never get through town.
I'm looking after him for his
You're
daddy.
right, you a-hole. Using kids as shields to survive. Japanese planes.
They want us to carry stones.
Oh, crap. Yeah, the rest of the prisoners, they're all Chinese. Wow, look at the numbers! The production scale is immense. The number of extras, all these costumes, all this coordination. Wow. Wow, the score is crazy. You can see the physical transformation on his face. Is he about to make a friend? That's thank you. The tone of the music changed. It's more upbeat and almost hopeful. He's a little hustler making his way around the camp. Sushao Creek Internment Camp, yep. 1945. While the other kids are playing and goofing around, not him. He's actually making something of himself. Good for you, Jim.
Can you do this? Don't speed up. Keep the rhythm.
I don't like this.
I can bring her back to life. I can do it again.
Stop it, Jim!
Can I have his shoes when he's dead?
God, you're a pragmatist, Jim. You will have been love.
A martyr Ceres.
He's learning grammar.
If the Americans land, the Japanese will fight.
You admire the Japanese?
Well, they're brave, aren't they?
Remember, we're British.
Yes. I've never been there.
Oh,
Put that down.
that explains a lot.
They're for Basie. I have to give him something every
It's
time
all
I
right,
see
all
him.
right. It's a good thing you're friends with Basie. He's a survivor.
That's because he only drinks boiled water.
He's still sympathetic towards Basie. Poor kid. Still naive. The Americans are playing baseball. Look at him.
Hey, kid. Would you like a Hershey bar?
Ben Stiller? He's a teenager.
It's a trap.
What do you snick? Get out of here.
I haven't seen any pheasants around here. Have you seen pheasants?
One or two outside the wire.
Which one?
Our wire.
The indignity of war. Fighting over scraps from the ground. In the mud. Ah, poor lady.
But we should eat all the weevils, Mrs. Victor.
Oh, yes, I know, Jim. Dr. Rawlins told you.
He said we need the protein.
We should all eat the weevils.
They don't taste the best.
The Americans are over Nantou again.
Oh, bombing raids. He has no idea where his parents are. What an explosion! Oh man, the Japanese are going to retaliate against the prisoners, aren't they? Yep, I knew it. I read about this. I guess that's the quote right thing to do for now, unquote. He just saved a lot of lives, this kid.
Say, Basie, I bet he hits a mine.
Yeah. And I bet you there are no mines. You can walk right through that fence anywhere.
Can't believe that's Ben Stiller in the movie. Man, I'm so invested in this story. It's crazy how good Steven Spielberg is as a storyteller. By now, I have a very fair, I'd say, understanding of World War II and what caused it, but not World War I. If you guys could recommend a good movie or documentary on World War I, preferably a movie so I can share it with you guys, please let me know. Most recently, I heard about the remake of the famous movie all quiet on the Western Front. So if that's worth reviewing, please let me know. If the Japanese are crossing, that means there are no mines?
Cigarettes on the kids!
They're all getting against him. Except Basie, of course.
Watch it! Watch it!
I think his friend's actually covering for him.
Jeez, a lucky kid.
Clean me up, Frank!
And his friend did cover for him. I see a lot of parallels between this kid and Jamie.
Would you like a Hershey bar?
Oh, yes, please.
So would I, kid. You got one?
Little man's growing up. He doesn't look like that little lost boy anymore. Wow, what a scene! Yeah, they all admire his bravery, even though they lost a lot betting against him. Wow, and they're rewarding him with a bed. It also means that he moved out of the women's and children's section.
You're an American now.
Hey! How you doing, Frank?
That was great. His best attempt at, I'm guessing, a New York accent. How you doing, kid? So bad. Wow, he's actually learning. They're actually teaching him to be a pilot. You are an American now with your aviators and your fancy shoes and your attitude, kid. Are they onto them already? Do they know that they're planning their escape? Bow. Oh, stolen soap. Yeah, it's not gonna work this time, kid.
You're in charge of my stuff.
Basie's such an interesting character. He understands the way of the world, and he understands that there are consequences for him stealing, and he's willing to pay for them. What a wonderfully complex character.
I'd like you to come and meet my parents.
You're not feeling sorry for me, are you?
No one feels sorry for you, Basie.
See, Jim, it's at the beginning and end of the war that we have to watch out for.
That's where all the chaos.
Between. It's like a country club.
Yeah, makes sense.
I told you to look out for my stuff.
They stole it. Yeah, I can see it on his face. What an amazing performance.
They were bigger than me.
Wow. Not Frank. It's just literally been looted. Spielberg is so good at making me feel sympathy for a traditionally non-sympathetic character. Oh! Are these kamikaze pilots? What a beautiful shot, by the way, with the sun setting in the background. And being a kamikaze pilot was a great honor, I believe. Wow. Even he is sympathetic towards the kid. I think he's lost his sense of identity, and that's why he's identifying with the Japanese and the American soldiers. He doesn't know who he is or where he belongs. Oh! I believe it's the Americans attacking. Go find some shelter, kid. Wow. At least from a production standpoint, this is amazing, these bombing runs being shown on screen. Cadillac of the skies. Insane explosions.
Get down! Go on, get down!
Do you remember how we helped to build the runway? If we'd died like the others, our bones would be in the runway.
Oh no, he's disillusioned.
Try not to think so much!
That's a good man.
I can't remember what my parents looked like. I used play bridge with my mother in her bedroom.
Oh, what do you even say to this? I don't remember what my parents look like.
It's a son. It's a sis. It's a sis.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's in a very good condition. Dude, look at Christian Bale's performance. Man.
He's gone.
Basie's gone?
Him and Danny.
What? Oh man, I hate him. They even left Frank.
He's escaped.
How many times?
He can't have, he promised me.
I feel bad for Frank now too.
Difficult boy.
Yeah, they're leaving. Oh man, it's that Japanese kid he made friends with. The war's over, where are you going? And he looks so happy because he thinks he's fulfilling some purpose. A greater mission than his own life. Oh man, the plane isn't working. Well, at least the kid gets to leave. Even though you're sad, you don't understand, you idiot. Again, is this symbolic in some way, in the sense that he's letting go of his identity? Because if it is, that's really sad, right? Wow. What a shot. It's all the stolen possessions from the houses. I wonder whether he'll recognize anything. Chandeliers. Is it their car? It's their car! The last time we saw this car was in the middle of the riots.
We're going up country. Mrs. Victor.
Oh man, she's not gonna make it.
Pretend you're dead, Mrs. Victor.
Yeah, I don't think Mrs. Victor is pretending. Man, I can't get over that one line. I don't even remember what my parents look like. That's really messing with me. Oh! Mrs. Victor, yeah, she didn't make it. And now you're all alone, kid. Again. For a second there, I thought he was hallucinating.
Mrs. Victor.
News of the surrender reached the Japanese people in a broadcast by Emperor Hirohito. Japan, he said, would have to endure the unendurable.
If Japan surrendered, was that nuclear bomb he just witnessed?
Destroyed in spirit as completely as Hiroshima and Nagasaki have been destroyed in fact. More than 100,000 people, perhaps many more.
He just witnessed a nuclear explosion.
Today, that knowledge reached the whole world in a shockwave and a ghastly white light. The atom bomb.
I thought it was Mrs. Victor's soul going up to heaven.
So did I for a second. The score is just insanely good. I'm sure I'll recognize whoever did the music for this movie because it's Spielberg and he only worked with a handful of composers at that time. My bet is John Williams. Look what he stumbled onto. Some rations. Hey, it's that kid. He recognizes him, thank goodness. Hey. It's a mango. Oh, you need to cut it.
Jim!
Oh! Oh, they shot him. They... Oh! It's not like they knew, right? Oh, crap, what a horrible situation. Oh. I don't even know what to say. What do you say?
He was my friend!
He was a Jap!
The war's over!
Oh, poor kid.
It was like a white light in the sky. Like God taking a photograph.
Oh, what a description. It's like God taking a photograph. Oh, man. He's going to try and revive him again.
Bring everyone back.
Even if you do, kid, there's no medical help for him.
Come on, I'll take you back to your dad. You can retire. We'll fill up the pool and eat 3 meals a day.
Yeah, don't trust him. He sees through you. He finally sees through you, you a-hole. Oh, even though that scene was very anticlimactic, I loved Malkovich's expression. Good for you, kid. You're better off alone. This man has abandoned you over and over again, tried to sell you off, stole stuff from you. Oh, how will the movie end though? Does he get reunited with his parents, or does he just start a new life? If this kid dies at the end, I'm going to be so pissed off. The filmmakers are showing him way too happy right now. I'm scared for him.
I surrender.
Oh, it sounds like there are a lot of kids here. Has he been taken to an orphanage? Reunited families. Ah, okay. Where's Jamie? Was that her? That is them. Oh man, he doesn't remember how his parents look like. Oh. The movie finally got me. What an amazing payoff. Do you remember her hair, her hands? Yep, the hair. Look at his eyes, man. It's still hollow. Oh, but he can finally close his eyes. What an amazing performance from him. Just through his eyes. No wonder. I can totally see why Spielberg chose Christian Bale out of 5,000 Kids, directed by Steven Spielberg. I'm gonna need some time to actually process this because it was amazing. I can name 1,000 different things I loved about this film. I'm having a hard time thinking of negatives. Maybe the second act was a little too long, but nah. Oh, it's based on a novel, okay. I just want to see who did the music. It has to be Jerry Goldsmith or John Williams. John Williams. No wonder. Okay, I took quite some time in collecting my thoughts. That was an amazing film that got harder and harder to watch as it progressed. The movie, it's essentially about losing your innocence and learning the harsh ways of the world. Steven Spielberg, I thought, really knocked it out of the park with his directing here, and this has to rank among his better films, right? Anyways, Christian Bale, he was a revelation, for lack of a better word, and I cannot believe the range he showed at such a young age. No wonder why he was cast out of 4,000 or 5,000 kids. John Malkovich was also incredible in his role, and he made me hate his character. That's how good he was, John Williams. I'm racking my brain thinking of weaknesses or things I didn't like about the movie, but I'm really coming up short here, guys. It was honestly amazing, and the film really got me by the end. I thought I could make it through the movie without shedding a tear, especially in that one scene where Jim says he can't remember how his parents look like. That almost broke me. But in the final scene, as Jim and his parents were reunited, I lost it. You can see it in my face. Let's start with the directing by Steven Spielberg and the script by Tom Stoppard. From the credits, I saw that it was based on a novel of the same name, but as I haven't read it, my review is just based on the movie itself. It had a very distinctive 3-act structure. The first act was mostly focused on Jim and his family, their privileged lifestyle, and how far Jim, or by extension his entire family, they were removed from the realities that were happening on the streets and the war itself. The second act was Jim getting lost and finding his place with Basie and Frank. I would describe them as drifters and opportunists. And the final act was mostly focused on survival and reuniting with his parents. Before we talk about Jim, I wanted to touch up on Basie and his character played by the amazing John Malkovich. Although I hated his character, he was so well written. He was a wonderfully complex character, and I don't know, he felt like a real person, the most realistic character of the film, if that makes any sense. An opportunist at heart, taking advantage of whoever or whatever he can to survive. That included stealing from children, using them as human shields, trying to sell them off, abandoning Jim after he promised he wouldn't. A truly reprehensible character, but one with proper motivations. That's what makes it amazing. I'm not saying I sympathize or even agree with what he did, but I understood where he was coming from. His character didn't change throughout the movie, but his influence on Jim changed the child from being a child to almost an adult, right? Spent 3 years, man. This aspect of the film was brilliantly shown. Jim was naive and trusting at first, and even after he got taken advantage of several times, but by the end, he rejects Basie's help and goes at it alone. He learns. What a character transformation, guys. From a rich, privileged child to begging for food on the streets, to scavenging for food, eating whatever he can. Wow. Christian Bale was incredible in this role. It was definitely award-worthy in my opinion. The way he changed was a real journey I was glad to have witnessed. And when he gets reunited with his parents, I just couldn't hold it in anymore, guys. Although our focus was mainly on Jamie, the backdrop of the movie was about the war. And Spielberg, we know he made like 3 World War II movies set in World War II, and he doesn't shy away from the atrocities. It felt real and authentic, for lack of a better term. We even got to see some of the Japanese and their side of things, the kamikaze pilots, and especially that one boy who befriends Jamie. Both of them were parallel characters on the other side of the fence, and it was really hard to see him die at the end. Oh man. Let's move on to the production side, where the film was equally great. I could instantly tell that the film was shot on location. There's no faking that. Even with modern CGI, I don't know, I can tell that they're not really on location. It's green screen and all, but they were really on locations. The scale of those sets, they were amazing too, with hundreds if not thousands of extras involved in the shoots. I cannot begin to imagine what a nightmare it must have been from a logistical standpoint. There were a lot of subtle visual effects in the movie. I noticed, for example, the nuclear explosions or some of the aerial shots, but they were all so well done. Along with a lot of practical shots, I believe a lot of the plane shots, the visual effects were intertwined with practical, I think, model planes. At least they look like model planes a little bit, but it was so well done. It was amazing. Finally, the score from John Williams was just icing on this already delicious cake. It was horrible to watch again, but at no point was I bored, right? From melancholy sounds to hopeful music, it was all there. And at the center of it all, the famous lullaby we've heard so many times before. This has to be one of Williams's better scores, I hope. Come to think of it, he had so many iconic ones. I wouldn't even know where to start to rank this. All I can say that the score and the sound design went a long way in bringing my emotions to the surface. Wow. As I have almost nothing negative to say about this film, it did feel a little long, but that's not a real criticism, as we got to follow Jim throughout the war, his journey. I don't think that's a real negative. So overall, Empire of the Sun was a near masterpiece from Steven Spielberg. It was a story about losing your innocence, survival, hope, and finding your place in the world. Although it got progressively harder to watch, the film held my attention the entire runtime. Christian Bale's performance as Jamie has to be among the best I've ever seen from a child actor, with John Malkovich being a close second in making me hate him so much. He's so good. The production end, the locations, sets, props, extras, visual, practical effects, and the score from Williams, they were just as amazing. as the writing, directing, and performances. This was one of the rare films that brought me to tears by the end. I have nothing but the highest praise for this movie. Thank you for the recommendation, and thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notification to check out my other videos. Like if you like this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.